All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Vegas. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Sin City tonight to finish out the season. It's race number 10. It's the final race, and it could come down to the last lap. 98 laps tonight at a great mile and a half. This is Vegas, baby. You know what they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And it's all live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, Las Vegas Motor Speedway tonight in the Buschwackers Series. Tempers could be flaring. Who's going to cash in their chips? Who's going to fold? Who's going to roll snake eyes? I don't know. Those are all the references I got. All right. Hey, thanks so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Got a good one for you here tonight. Vegas. About 6 minutes, just under 6 minutes left to go in the practice session for the final race of the season. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the broadcaster and commentator. Thanks so much for coming in. Got some my boys in here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming in here. Givaldo Linares also coming in here. So good to see them joining us in the chat session already. And again, Vegas is a great mile and a half. 98 laps here tonight in the last race of the season. We will unveil next season's schedule, which will start next week, by the way. And I think we got a really good schedule headed your way for next season. Let's not get ahead of ourselves yet. We got Vegas to deal with tonight. The track here at Vegas, again, a mile and a half, tri-oval, one of those cookie cutter tracks. Banking in the turns, progressive banking, 12 to 20 degrees, and a lot of fun here, man. Could be a little tricky getting on pit lane, so you need to make sure you have good pit stops here. We've got a pretty good field here tonight, and a lot of very competitive drivers, and anybody can win this race, that's for sure. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's behaving themselves. It's summertime, my gosh. Well, it's not quite officially summer, but, you know, weather-wise here in the United States, it's kind of summertime. Man, I'm hearing that up in North Dakota and up in Montana, it's going to be over 100 degrees. 100 degrees. How can those people take it, man? You can't move much further north, my heavens. Hey, please stay safe out there too, by the way. If you're going to be experiencing some of that extreme heat, please stay safe. And what better way to stay safe and then coming in the air conditioning and watching some YouTube, specifically TurnLeftTV. It gets hot in here, I'll tell you that though. Again, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already done so, please hit the thumbs up. Let me know you were here. Love that. You can share my videos with all of your friends. On any social media platform where you can share YouTube videos, you're more than welcome to share my videos here at TurnLeftTV. We got a great race for you tonight here in Vegas. Just a little over 3 minutes left to go in the practice session. Don't forget the IndyCars will be back in action tomorrow at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Race number 7 of that High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series season. 100 laps, 250 miles from Indy, and this will be a huge race. So that's coming up tomorrow. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll be your broadcaster, the host of this race. This is going to be a fantastic. We love Indy, man. This is home for me. I live about 40 miles away from the track, and Indianapolis Motor Speedway, one of those tracks, I think it's a crown jewel of motorsports, and that's going to be coming up tomorrow. The High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Making sure our side-by-side is working just fine. Looks like it is. We got Givaldo on both screens, man. It's all Givaldo all the time. Check my list. Tim Lansbury's back with us. Good to see Tim Lansbury in the 82 car coming back out here tonight. We've missed him. Todd Robillard here in the 90. He was last week's winner. So it does look like our broadcast overlays are working just fine. That's great news. Saturday Night Thunder heads to Iowa Speedway for 133 laps on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in doing some racing in the Saturday Night Thunder, there's the Discord address on the bottom of that banner. And again, great track, man, and a lot of fun in these stock cars too. So 1X tires, 1X fuel, open setup series, 60% damage, and again 133 laps from Iowa Speedway coming up on June the 5th. That's tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dennis Vandeven coming in here says he sees Givaldo in stereo. I know, man. What better way to see Givaldo than in stereo? Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from, not only here in the United States, but all across the world. If you're interested in a server for your rFactor 2 league, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look, and they can find a server package for you in your local area that will suit your race needs. So it looks like we finished up the practice session. Take a look at the session results here. And Palumbo top time there, 29.316. Paul Brown second, Jim Willis third. Zach Casey, how about that, man? That 29 car. Actually, he's fourth. Oh, this guy's tied or what? What's the deal there? Sometimes I think these overlays, man, they're not sure they work right. McCasey's actually fourth, Todd Robillard fifth. Matiak 6th, Reese Kennedy 7th, Preston Hassel 8th, Lansbury 9th, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is 10th. I don't know what's going on there. They're definitely not the same time there, so there's no reason for them to be tied. You know, Studio 397, rFactor 2. Anybody that's in here watching knows anything about rFactor 2 knows that deal. All right, in the qualification session, Christian Wilson coming out and doing his qualification attempt. A little bit of a the 30 car. He's going to have a new paint scheme coming up next season, so he submitted his scheme to me. We'll take a look at the 30 here, Christian Wilson. Paul Brown top time there so far, 29.610. Christian Wilson with his 31.704 is his first lap. See what this second lap here is here for Christian Wilson. Crossing the line, the 30 car. 31.535. Take a look at Arthur Vieira. Right now, top time, 29.586. Right now, Arthur Vieira, the new top time, 29.586. Let's see what this second lap is for him. Looks like he's backed off on that one. So 29.586 time there for Arthur Vieira. Colin Madiak now second on the grid here in qualifications. How about this? Reese Kennedy in the 80 car. He is eighth on the grid. Preston Hassel finishing up his. How about Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 91 car? Bardelli Jr. in the 91, that new paint scheme, 29.609, currently sixth on the grid. Coming down the backstretch here. Bardelli Jr. through turns 3 and 4. A little bit slower, I think, on this lap here. We'll see. Down to the apron, which is legal. 31.719. Bardelli Jr. sixth on the grid. John Stanley in the 12 car. Finishing up his qualification attempt here. Little grass there. 29.675 is John Stanley's time. 13th on the grid, touching the little grass there, coming through that apron area in the front stretch. Lap 2. Last one to qualify here, John Stanley, and this Stanley Tools sponsored Ford Mustang. Down on the apron here, and 29.629. Stanley up to the 9th position. So our pole setter is Todd Robillard. So congratulations to Todd on earning the pole there in the 90 Freightliner's sponsor machine. So congratulations, Todd Robillard, last week's winner, as a matter of fact. So can he make it 2 in a row? He likes this track, so could be a good one here for him. Don't forget, you can join us at highoctaneracing.net. You want to visit the website and get point standings as well as schedule updates. Good contact there for me. And then also rFactor 2 times. You want to see who's running what throughout the week. You can click on that link, rFactor 2 times, and see where everybody's at on the upcoming tracks. And again, that's highoctaneracing.net. Right now, these guys are in the driver's meeting. going over some information. And don't forget, man, coming up tomorrow, we'll talk about this again throughout the race, I'm sure. But High Octane Racing League's IndyCar Series will be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for a 250-mile, 100-lap race in the HORL IndyCar Series. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is going to be a great one, man. You're going to see a huge field here, and hopefully everybody behaves themselves. We will take a look at the season points coming into tonight's race to give you an idea. This is the final race of the season. Paul Brown has the lead there with 288 points. Colin Madiak 272. Lucas Simpsoner 271 in third. Art Vieta comes in fourth in points into tonight's race. Sean Jacobs fifth. Todd Robillard sixth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. seventh. Ed Palumbo eighth. Preston Hassel is ninth in points coming into tonight's race, and Jim Willis rounding out the top 10, 209 points. So those are the point standings coming into tonight's race. We'll take a look at next season's schedule. I believe I have that somewhere. So this is this season's schedule where we've been. Started out of California. A little bit of a caution fest at that one. Martinsville was a great race. Kentucky Speedway, always a fun one there. Talladega was also a great race. I think Darlington was a really challenging race for a lot of drivers there. It's a very challenging track. Dover ended up being a great one as well. I think we were caution-free at that race, if not with just one caution. New Hampshire Motor Speedway, one, I think it turned out a lot better than what we had expected. And the Charlotte Motor Speedway was a great one last week. Really, really fun race, and came down to the last lap. So we've had some great races this season, and we got some more headed your way next season. This is next season's schedule. Starting it off on June the 11th at Atlanta Motor Speedway. A great, great track there. Iowa Speedway coming your way on 18 June. Look at that. Texas, Daytona, Palm Springs. That is Homestead. Bristol Motor Speedway, so we got a little short track there. If you want to consider Iowa, it's like two short tracks. Riverside International, so road course action on 23 July. 30 July, we got Nashville Super Speedway, Chicagoland Speedway on August the 6th, and finishing out the season at Indy. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 70 laps there on August 13th. So that is next season's schedule, hot off the presses. So we'll take a look at the qualification results. Todd Robillard there with the top time, 29.555. Triple Nichols Artevieta there finishes or qualifies in the second position. Colin Madiak third. And Palumbo will start in fourth position. Lucas Simpner starts fifth. Oh, man, I'll tell you what, he's starting up front here. He's been starting in the back here lately. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts sixth. Good qualification attempt there for him. Paul Brown, seventh. Zach Munkasey qualifies eighth. John Stanley, ninth. Givaldo Spindola qualifies in the 10th position. Qualifying in the 11th position is Reese Canada. Preston Hassel will start 12th. Tim Lansbury in his first race back starts in the 13th position. Jim Willis 14th. Christian Wilson starts in the 15th position. So that's your starting order here tonight. Looks like we got a lively chat session there. Dennis Vanderman says he loves Riverside. Rooting for Paul Brown. What did he pay you? How much is he sending you, man? How much money is Paul Brown sending you to root for him? So he does. I like Riverside too. I wish they still had that track full reel, but thankfully, somebody has recreated that or converted that over, so we could have it here in rFactor too. Fun track. So about 7 minutes left before we get the green flag. Again, thank you for joining us here. I'm your host, your producer, your broadcaster, Heath Johnson. This is TurnLeftTV. And thanks for joining us tonight. The Buschwackers series in action. Multiple lines of racing here. Guys using the high line, guys using the low line. It's going to be fun. And the draft is in play here as well, so definitely that slipstream going to help out some guys as well. All right, just a little under 3.5 minutes left to go here in warm-up. Again, thanks for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. If you're interested in some comics, please give ZiaComics.com a look. Your nerd headquarters, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. All things comic related. That's ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters. All right, just a little over a minute left here in the warm-up session. 15 drivers joining us. If you'd like to join us, you're going to go over to our Discord address there and join up, and we'll get you hooked up with any one of the mods that we run. Right now, doing IndyCars, Xfinity, and then also Cup Cars. But we got GT3 headed your way very, very soon on Saturdays. GT3 Series season already been posted, and that'll be coming up here, and we've got about 3 races to go in the IndyCar Series, but it'll be in that time slot. All right, boys and girls, it is that time. I'm gonna make it happen here. 98 laps from Vegas. Got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. But everybody finishes the race and has a great race tonight. Thanks for watching us here on TurnLeftTV. Been with High Octane Racing League for over 20 years.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
All right, boys and girls, here we go. If you're not ready, you better be. Better get ready. All right, the starting order here tonight. Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P1. Archie Vieira starts second. Colin Madiak starts third. Ed Palumbo in the 54 starts in the 4th position. In 5th will be the 21 of Lucas Simfner. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start 6th. Paul Brown starts in the 7th position. Zach Muncasey in the 29 will start 8th. Starting in the 9th position is the 12 of John Stanley. Givaldo Spindola in the 68 starts in the 10th position. 11th position is Reese Canaday. Starting in 12th will be Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Tim Lansbury in the 82 starts in the 13th position. Jim Willis 14th in that 53 car. And in 15th is the 30 of Christian Wilson. All right, 98 laps here. Going to take care of the tires, have good pit stops here. Things can get really, really dicey getting on and off pit lane. The 90 of Todd Robillard will lead the field to take the green flag. Bieta out on the outside there. Got a great starting position here tonight. Lights are out on the pace car. So Vegas, the final race of the season. It's race 10. We're going to crown the champion tonight here in the Buschwackers series.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, word to green. The 90 car leads the field across the start-finish line. 13, Colin Madiak just behind him in second. He gets a good start. Madiak wants to win this race. He and the 90 of Todd Robillard battled it out last week. Sintner's trying to make some moves here, running in that third position. Down on the inside line, can't pull off the pass. He might end up giving up a spot here. Dan Palumbo pressuring Lucas Simpner. Looking out the front of Lucas' car, running in on that inside line. Looks like a little bit loose for him right now. He's got Ed Palumbo on the outside line. Claudio Bardelli Jr. looking like he wants to get by on the outside. So right now, Lucas Simpner trying to find a way to tuck in, and he does. Now back to the 6th position. Artefieta back in the 3rd position. He running behind Colin Madiak in that 13 car. They've had some battles this season as well. Colin Madiak there in the 13 just ahead. Look at Ed Palumbo here running in P4. Very good at saving tires is the 54 car. And this is a place where if you can save tires, you're going to be good on the tail end of the runs. 91 car, Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in 5th. Take a look at Jim Willis. Reese Canaday here battling it out. Reese Canaday on the outside line. Jim Willis in the 53 on the inside line. He's going to get by that 80 car. Christian Wilson trying to follow him through. Looking out of the back of Jim Willis's machine at Reese Canaday and Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson in the 30 down the inside line. He might have this position on the 80 car. That Hooters sponsor number 80. Reese Canaday now back to the 15th position. Take a look at Paul Brown out of the front of his machine. He is our points leader. Right now running in the 7th position, the 77 car. Just being patient. Got basically two packs here. 8-car pack. Tail end of that would be Zachman Casey in the 29 car. Starting to see some guys choosing some different lines here. Lucas Simpner still trying that bottom line. He tucks back in up there. Preston Hassel has a little battle on his hands right now with John Stanley. Side by side there is 68, Givaldo Spindola as well. So Preston Hassel in the 27 car. A good battle with John Stanley. Tim Lansbury in the 82 having a battle with the 53. Jim Willis in the 53 on the bottom side there as Tim Lansbury using that high line. You can get a little bit better run coming off the turn using the high line. Going to be able to get that car to stick. Tim Lansbury in 12th right now. Jim Willis in the 13th position. Lansbury running into some traffic here with Givaldo Spindola just ahead. Lansbury would like to maybe get down to that bottom side, but he's got Jim Willis on the bottom side there. Christian Wilson having a pretty good run here right now. He's running on that high side trying to follow the 82 of Tim Lansbury through. We'll take a look at Tim Lansbury here in this 82. Right now running in the 12th position. Trying to get by Givaldo Spindola. Christian Wilson going by and getting by the 82 car. How about this? Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Ed Palumbo here battling it out. Bardelli Jr. in 91 going down to the bottom side there. Ed Palumbo staying on the high side. Oh, there's contact right there between the two of those guys. A little bit of contact coming off the turn. Ed Palumbo sticks with it. On the outside line, there was a little contact between Bardelli Jr. and Ed Palumbo. We'll go back and look at this. Watch this. Bardelli Jr. diving down to the inside. As he comes off the turn, he's drifting up, and gets into the 54 right there. A little contact. 54 does a great job of staying in it and regaining that position. Lansbury wanting to move back up here. It's 82, getting by Givaldo Spindola now. He's working on the outside line there for a while. Keeps digging on the outside line and gets by Givaldo in the 68. So the 82 Skyline Chili Ford Mustang now up to the 11th position. Givaldo back to 12. Well, look who's to the race lead. That is Colin Matiak. Take a look at that pass for the lead. Colin Matiak to the outside of the 90. The 13 of Colin Matiak making that pass. Now our new race leader. Todd Robillard in second. Artavia third. Ed Palumbo fourth. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is fifth. Lucas Simpner, Paul Brown sixth and seventh. Reese Kennedy here trying to move up. Oh, Givaldo smacks the wall. Givaldo coming off the turn, smacked the wall, and Reese Kennedy is going to take this position. Side by side, he ends up pulling that off there, but Givaldo might have made some contact with the outside wall. Watch this as comes off the turn. Givaldo way up the track right there and smacks that wall. Does a great job of holding on to it, and Reese Kennedy there, Johnny on the spot to avoid Givaldo coming down the track. Colin Matiak, the race leader, and he's starting to open up about a half a second lead over Todd Robillard. Artavia is in second. Artavia is in third position. Ed Palumbo fourth. Bardelli Jr. fifth. Simpner, Brownman, Casey, Hassel, and Stanley rounding out the top 10. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. Got a 3-car breakaway here. That now forming a second pack, and that is looks like 9th, 10th, and 11th. 11th being the 82 of Tim Lansbury. John Stanley running in the 10th position, and in 9th is a 27, Preston Hassel. Those three guys running together. Jim Willis trying to close in on these guys. He's running in that 53 car. He wants to get back up there with those guys. He's a little draft there. Look at this, 77 and the 21 here battling it out. A couple of our points contenders here tonight. They're running up on some traffic here. We're going to see 3 wide here before it's over with. 3 wide. Oh, man, I better watch it. 3 wide almost right there. I'll tell you what, you're going to need a shoehorn to get the Luca through that outside. 3 wide here coming off the turn. They are 3 wide here at Vegas. Something's got to give. There might have been some contact there with Paul Brown with the 77 and the 91. It's not over. Paul Brown backs out, wisely backs out of that. Holy smokes, that's some racing right there. Holy Toledo. The 91. Bardelli Jr. trying to get back by that 21. That got crazy. That absolutely got crazy right there. Watch this, man. This got crazy right here. See, this is where Paul Brown backs out of it. Get back up here. And there was contact, I think, right there as they came off the turn. And Paul Brown down to the apron there to avoid any further contact. There was some contact between the 91 and the 77. Back up here, Colin Madiak, the leader now, 1.1 seconds up on the second place. Pablo Bilardi in second, Art VR third, Lucas Simpner fourth, Ed Palumbo in fifth. Paul Brown now up to the sixth position. He's gotten by Claudio Bardelli Jr. Use that high line there. Paul Brown backed out, said, I'm going to be a little patient here. Bardelli Jr. might be dealing with a little bit of damage. Luca Simpner making some moves. See Luca getting by the 54 car. The Paul Brown trying to now close in and get by the 54 as well. So Luca now moving up. He's up to the third position. So we're starting to see some guys, maybe they're running out of tires here, starting to make some passes. Looking out of the back of Luca Simpner's machine. See, getting by Art Vieira. Now taking over the second position. Colin Madiak indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. Caution free here, 24 laps in, and he is way up the track there. He might have made a little bit of contact with the wall, scraped the wall as Lucas Simpner is starting to close in. Lucas up to the second position. 13, Colin Madiak peeling off the track here to come down pit lane. Claudio Bardelli Jr. also coming down pit lane. Lucas Simpner now our new race leader. So we're starting to see some guys coming down pit lane. Side-by-side view. See Colin Madiak completing his pit stop here, or in his pit box there. Lucas Simpner still out on the track here leading. He's good at saving fuel. I would argue nobody better at saving fuel than the 21 car. He's won quite a few races, not only in the Buschwackers series, but also the Cup series, the Saturday Night Thunder, doing this very thing. Being patient. See Madiak finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Simpner now coming down pit lane. He's peeling off the track. He's got some guys coming with him. Vieira Brown, Stanley, Jim Willis on pit lane. Ed Palumbo, the new race leader, he's indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Ed Palumbo peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Getting that car wound up. You see him blocking him up a little bit. Luca has finished up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Palamadiak started this wave of pit stops. Christian Wilson has a penalty. Christian Wilson probably got caught speeding on pit lane. He's going to have to come back out and come back around and do a drive-through. So Christian Wilson gets caught speeding in the 30 car. He's going to have to serve for that penalty. Palamadiak, the leader here, 28 laps in after pit stops. 2.8 second lead over Todd Robillard. Claudio Bardelli Jr. third, Lucas Hempner fourth, Paul Brown is fifth. So good, clean racing here so far. Take a look at Arju Vieira here running in the sixth position. Ed Palumbo is seventh. You see Ed Palumbo finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track as Arthur gets by. Ed Palumbo running in the seventh position. Christian Wilson doing that drive-through. What a tough break there for the 30 car. He was having a pretty good night and now finds himself a lap down. Todd Robillard here running in the second position. He's got Claudio Bardelli Jr. breathing down his neck in third. Looking out of the back of Todd Robillard's machine at Claudio Bardelli Jr., Lucas Hempner right there as well. That is third and fourth behind our second place car, Todd Robillard. And Todd got a big win. Givaldo there off the pace, so down on that bottom line. He looks like he's coming down pit lane again, I believe. He might have gotten a penalty. Bardelli Jr., the meat in this sandwich here, the 90 and the 21, bookending right now the 21 and the 90, bookending the 91. See Bardelli Jr. protecting that inside line. He says, if you're going to pass me, you're going to go to the outside. He's already done that 3 wide in the middle thing. He didn't want anything to do with that again. Givaldo now coming back out on track. He is multiple laps down, 2 laps down now after serving a penalty. Palamadiak has a 2.3 second lead over Todd Robillard. Robillard running in P2, Bardelli Jr. third. Simpner is fourth. See that gap there between P1, P2, 2.3 seconds. Jim Willis, John Stanley here getting after it. Jim Willis in the 53 on the inside line. John Stanley going to use that outside line. Good battle there between the 12 and the 53. Preston Hassel just ahead, running in the 8th position. John Stanley now takes over 9th. Jim Willis back to the 10th position. On board here with Preston Hassel and this AMD Ryzen sponsor machine. He's got John Stanley all over the back of him right now, and he's looking to try to make a pass on the 54. So Preston running in the 8th position, and Palumbo running in 7th in the 54 car. So good tight battle here. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th. 38 laps in. Lucas Symphony here trying to make a pass on the 91. He's going to the outside line. On the outside, so Bardelli Jr. says, I'll give you that outside, and Lucas says, I will take it. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you what, I think Paul Brown's going to try to follow him through. Paul Brown to the outside as Bardelli Jr. going to that inside. You see Paul Brown going up about a lane and a half to the outside, giving himself a little bit of room. Oh, man, he almost got into the wall right there. But he does pick up that position now up to 4th, 77. Lucas Symphony now 3rd. Paul Brown 4th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. back to the 5th position. Take a look at Arjen Viana here. He's now kind of running out here by himself. He needs a little bit of help. I don't know what's going on with him, but he has lost some positions. He's now back to the 6th position. So very un-Arthur-like. Of course, we got a long way to go here, so he's one of the cagiest, savviest drivers we have. So doesn't say much on the radio and just gets after it. The drop of the green flag, and you always think that he's got the chance to win this race. Look at this, man. 21, Lucas Symphony way up the track. There's a 77. Paul Brown on the bottom side here. He's starting to make some moves. Paul Brown, Lucas Symphony getting after it right now. Luca in the 21 does not want to give that spot. He's got a little bit of help there with the 90 in the draft. And Luca's going to hold on to that spot. So good battle between the 77 and the 21. Lucas Symphony says, I don't think so. Going to hold on to that spot. Paul Brown looking out the front of his machine. Luca may end up trying to get around this 90 car. Right now, Lucas Symphony really looks very strong here in the long run. And that's what we expect, really. Whenever we race, when 21's involved, you really expect him to be great in the at the tail end of the runs here. And he's down to the inside. He is down to the inside as we're looking out of the front of Paul Brown's machine. Lucas Symphony to the inside, the 90 of Todd Robillard up on the outside. Looks like Lucas Symphony takes over the 2nd position here.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag here. A yellow flag, our first yellow flag here, 44 laps in. We'll see what happened here as Colin Madiak crosses the start-finish line. Catching up to the safety car. Lucas Symphony 2nd, Todd Robillard 3rd, Paul Brown 4th, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is 5th. Looks like Zach Casey might have come around. See what happened here. It looks like Zach Van Casey just loses the back end of this car. Oh, and then backs it into the wall. Man, that was crazy right there. Just the thing broke loose right there. He snapped. The thing just snapped on him right there, and he couldn't catch the back end of it. Then comes around, and Christian Wilson does a great job of missing that. Out in front of Christian Wilson's machine. Watch this. He does a great job of slipping through there. So first caution flag of the night. So first caution flag, not bad. Good run there. Almost 50 lap. Well, I guess about a 45 lap or so stint. Pretty good run. Colin the leader. Simpler second. Robillard third. Brown fourth. Bardelli Jr. fifth. See Vieta, Hassel, Stanley, Lansbury, and Willis rounding out the top 10. Well, some more stock car action headed your way tomorrow. The Saturday Night Thunder. Race number 7 of the season at Iowa Speedway. There's more than corn in Iowa. Really? Is there? Yeah, Iowa Speedway, 133 laps on Saturday, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Open setup league there in the Cup Series. And then don't forget, starting it off on Saturday is the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 100 laps tomorrow. That'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, the IndyCar Series at Indianapolis, the crown jewel of motorsports. So now we got to wonder who's going to make a pit stop here. I think all of them are. That's what I think is going to happen. You're going to see everybody coming down pit lane. Look like Luca's actually stayed out there, so pretty interesting strategy there on his part. We watch the Xfinity, or excuse me, the AMD Ryzen number 27 taking some service. Colin Matiak looks like he's going to get out ahead of the pack there as he's going to maintain that lead, I believe, once these other guys make pit stops. Well, I mentioned the 90 had a big win last week, and it was a fun race to do. Great race there at Charlotte. The 90 car had to hold off that 13 of Colin Matiak, but the 90 gets a big win at Charlotte. What a battle there between the 29 and the 24, and there was a little wreck there behind as the 24 holds on, but Casey loses a ton of positions after wreck, but it came down to the wire right there as the 90 holds off the 13. So Todd Robillard, let's see if he can make it 2 in a row here tonight at Vegas. So Luca has not made his pit stop yet. So this is interesting how he's going to play this. He is playing some strategy here. Now maybe he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. We'll see. Lansbury also out there on a little bit older tires. So the 82 and the 21. I gotta wonder what they're going to do. Maybe they're coming in a little bit later here to play this fuel mileage game here, as a 21 really hugging that inside line there, indicating that maybe he might be coming down pit lane. We'll see. He's definitely got me on the edge of my seat. He does come down. Looks like the 21 coming down. Also Spindola on pit lane as well. Lansbury coming down pit lane, I believe. Right there on board here with Lansbury as he gets into his pit stall. We're getting the 1 to go as the 82 tucks into his pit stall. Colin Matiak has chosen the inside line. Paul Brown in the 77 up to the second position. Heck of a pit stop there for him. Bardelli Jr. third. Robillard fourth. Vieta fifth. Preston Hassel will start in the sixth position. Ed Palumbo starts seventh. Jim Willis starts eighth. Christian Wilson starts ninth. All right, get ready to go back green. A little slick track here, a little rubber down on the track, and it'll be a cold tires here. Going to be a little tricky here on the start. All right, pace car is in. Here we go. Back to green. Oh, the 98 got a good jump there, just didn't anywhere to go. 13, good start for him. He's got some company there on that with that 77 on the outside line. Remember, that outside seems to be the place to be. And that 13 might have cleared that 77. Oh, he sneaks it in there. Holy smokes. That 13 tucked that car up to the high side there and put the block on that 77 car. On board here with Todd Robillard. Now 77 going down to the inside line. Todd Robillard running in third. Look at a bird's eye view here. Front row seat with a battle between the 77 and the 13. It's side-by-side battle here through the turn. 13 going to, oh man, it's tight right there coming off the turn. Coming off the turn, there might be swapping some paint. 13 gives that guy 77 a little bit of a shove. Oh, gets him loose. Gets him loose. Wow, that got crazy right there. The 77 down to the race lead. The 90 gave him a shot. The 90 gave him a shot. My heavens. And now the 77 of Paul Brown to the race lead. The 13, Colin Matiak running in P2. John Stanley, Zach Muncasey here battling it out. John Stanley in the 12 car. 29, Zach Muncasey up on the high side. Again, side by side between the two of these guys. Matiak says, hey man, I want back to the race lead. He's trying to squeeze that car up to the high side. Not able to do anything with it. And we'll watch this little shot here. Ed Palumbo, or excuse me, oh, right there, the 90. Todd Robillard got into that 77, got him squirrely. lucky he was hanging on to that thing. Archie Vieta, Zach Casey. Archie Vieta here now. He's up on that high side as Zach Casey, the 29, down on the bottom side here trying to make that pass. Archie Vieta holding on to that spot. And Palumbo, Jim Willis here getting after it. 53, Jim Willis on the inside line at 54 of Ed Palumbo up the outside line. Good side-by-side battle here. Couple Camaros here getting after it. Ed Palumbo takes that spot. John Stanley here still trying to work on Zach Casey. Casey was using that outside, holding on to that spot. John Stanley now on the 12 has a run. Looking out of the back of John Stanley's machine. At the 29. John Stanley up to the 9th position. And you could not put a piece of paper between the two of those guys right now. Robillard in that mix too. We got a good three-way battle there. Preston Hassel has gotten his car up to the 4th position. He's wanting to close in on those guys. He's wanting to see those guys get a little racy. So Paul Brown with the 77. He is our points leader. Colin Matiak wants this win. He wants to see the 77 have a bad night, and he wants to win the race. Todd Robillard says, hey, I want to win this race too. This is Vegas. Archie Vieta here on the inside. Claudio Bardelli Jr. up on the outside line. So Vieta making that pass, getting by Bardelli Jr. Now Vieta back up to the 7th position. 40 laps to go. Side by side to see Matiak there to the outside. He's going to try this outside line. Needs a little bit of help here. Needs a little. Oh boy! You see that? It got tight right there. These guys are getting after it like it's the last lap right now. 77 at 13. The 77's got a little bit of help here from the 90. The 90, he's going to see if he can go to the front. Preston Hassel's, this is exactly what he wants to see. He wants to see these guys get racy, and he's caught back up. We got this whole group that's caught back up here. These guys are burning their tires up, racing each other side by side, looking out of the front of the 4th place car, Preston Hassel. Oh, those guys get into one another right there. The 77 and the 13 get into one another. The 77 scrubs off a little speed. He gets sideways. Preston Hassel will end up making his pass. Oh my heavens, Colin Matiak reclaims the race lead. Preston Hassel wants in this mix. Doesn't have any help down low. These guys are starting to cluster back up here again. More guys joining the party. Ed Palumbo using that outside line and the pull from 77 car. He now takes over the 4th position. Preston Hassel back to 5th. Man, that got crazy. Take a look at this. Watch this 77 right there. He comes up the track, gets into the 13, and gets that car sideways, and he is lucky he did not spin that car out. On board here with Todd Robillard now in P2. Actually, I want to go back and look at that, see what Todd Robillard looked out of the front of his car. Right there, those guys got into one another. Actually, one came up, one came down, but 77 did a great job holding on to that. Bardelli Jr. here making some moves. See, Preston Hassel's dropping back there. He really pushed that car, got it all the way up to the 3rd position, and now has dropped back. Now Preston running in the 8th spot is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Climbs up to 7th. We got a great battle there between Todd Robillard. Oh, Paul Brown in the 77 smacks the wall coming off the turn. Our 3rd place car, Paul Brown, makes hard contact with the outside wall. And that thing might be boogered up. That might be boogered up now. That 77 car, he might have some right side damage here. Not hearing him say too much on the radio, but this thing seems to be pushing a little bit on him now. It's okay here. So, wow. That got crazy there as as Paul Brown drifted up the track and got into the wall. Go back here and take a look as the 77 comes off the turn. Just a little bit earlier, the 77. This thing just does not stick right here. Does not stick. I guess that's a little bit earlier. We'll find it. I'm telling you, I saw him hit the wall. Like he might be okay there.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag here as we were watching for the 77 scraping the wall. As the yellow comes out. You're on lap 68. Man, I'll tell you what, the intensity picked up a lot on that green flag run. We'll see what happened here. The 21 makes contact with the wall. And then 29, not a lot of room for him, but 29 spins that 21. Those guys were getting after it there. The 29 comes up the track a little bit. And then you see Bardelli Jr. hit the wall there too. You see Luca smacks the wall. And then coming off the wall there, the 29, not much room for the 21, comes across the front of the 29 car. Watch this out of the front of Christian Wilson's machine, and then those guys spinning. We'll see what Zachman Casey saw out of the front of his car. Right there. There's not much room for either one of those guys. Those guys are just racing hard. I think that is it's going to be a racing deal, I believe. Now Lucas made contact there. Also Zachman Casey made contact. So they're going to have a little bit of damage. 69 laps in. Now we start thinking about pit stops and what you're going to do here, because I'm not sure they can make it the rest of the way. These guys coming down pit lane. Madiak says, I'm going to gamble. Not sure what's going on with Colin on this decision. He might be overthinking things here. I don't know. On board here with the Artiviera as he does his pit stop. A little battle there with Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming off pit lane. And I think Arch is going to win that battle. So second caution flag of the night here, 70 laps in. Don't forget, we got a big one coming up for you tomorrow in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. 100 laps or 250 miles from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Flag to flag coverage right here on TurnLeftTV from Indy. We actually moved this race back a week to let the Studio 397 race go, and some of our guys that race in his IndyCar Series would want to race in that. So we moved this series back by 1 week to accommodate Studio 397's special event on Memorial Day weekend. I'll tell you what, man, this has been an eventful race, that's for sure. You see that battle there between the 77, the 13, and also the 90. Those guys got really chippy there for a while. And, you know, I think the bottom line, early on, it's okay, but later in the run, not really working for these guys. So you're seeing everybody trying to move up to the high line, maybe try to work together there, a little bit of a draft to maybe get around somebody. But the 13 car has done a great job of keeping his head on his shoulders there and not losing his focus. And he's got that car back to the front. Now, I got a question here with the 13 car staying out right now. I suspect he's going to be coming down pit lane. He is on older tires compared to the rest of these guys. And I got to wonder, you know, what his plan here is. Does he want to lead more laps out front here and then give up those positions and then, you know, try to win this on a pit stop strategy thing? Or is he going to come down pit lane here under caution, take a full load of fuel and some fresh tires, start in the back, and then let these guys hash it out for a while? So, interesting strategy, I think, from 13. He may be overthinking things here, but does look like he is going to be coming down pit lane. We got a whole slew of drivers coming down pit lane. We're topping off with fuel. So, hey, thanks for joining us, man. This has been a great race here so far. And again, the Buschwackers series, always a fun series. These Xfinity cars do a great job, and I want to say thanks to Preston Hassel and Paul Brown. All year long, these guys have been doing some setup work and getting us some great setups that are very, very racy. And definitely look forward to what we have coming up next season as well. Christian Wilson, the 30 car, leading some laps here. See Givaldo just behind him. Now Givaldo in 14th. He is 1 lap down. All right, 30 car is the race leader. Christian Wilson. Givaldo Spindle up front there as well is actually 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog position. So here we go, getting ready to go back green.
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, green, green, green. Christian on that inside line on a little bit older tires, and these guys are going to go around. They might end up going around on both sides. Claudio Bardelli Jr. on the inside line. You're going to make a pass on Christian Wilson. Paul Brown back to the race lead. He's got Givaldo Spindle just in front of him. Givaldo wants to get that lap back. He's actually on the tail end of the lead lap right now. So Givaldo in the 68 car, looking pretty solid here. He wants that lap back, so he's up in for a quick caution flag. He wouldn't even need the lucky dog because he's in the tail end of the lead lap right now. He's a 77 of Paul Brown is in second, Ed Palumbo third, Todd Robillard is in the fourth position. You see the 77 now moving to the high line. Givaldo, one of the nicest guys out on the track, man. He's going to give you the room. Holding that car down to the bottom line, giving those guys a ton of room. He realizes they're battling for the win. Ed Palumbo in the 54 car running in second. He now gets around the 68. So the 54 Mellow Yellow sponsored Camaro now in P2. He's been pretty quiet here. Now starting to make some noise. Look at this, Jim Willis down to the bottom line here, battling Preston Hassel. Jim Willis now taking over the 9th position. Preston Hassel back to 10th. Paul Brown's got some company here out of the 54 car. Colin Madiak back up in this mix. Look at this battle here. Colin Madiak, Todd Robillard here side by side. Madiak on the outside or the inside line. Can't do anything with these guys teaming up on the outside line. He goes back to the 5th position. Todd Robillard running in 3rd. Archivieta there just behind him, running in P4. Colin Madiak 5th. About Gilmar Peixoto's in here in the chat session. You can see Givaldo in here, or Gilmar in there. Good evening. Good luck to all the drivers. Glad to see you out. Hopefully we'll get you out here on the track again soon. Madiak starting to work that outside line as a 90 car Freightliner sponsor machine slams the door. Madiak has got a ton of steam right now. He's looking down on the bottom line. He's been able to make some passes on the bottom line. There's the 90, might have gotten into the wall. The 90 might have made contact with the wall as the 13 takes evasive action. Now on the inside line, can he do anything with the 90 car? Can't get the bite that he needs coming off the turn. He's going to leave the door open for Artur Vieira. Artur Vieira now making a pass on Colin Madiak. Lucas Simpner and the 29 of Zach Munkasey battling it out. Now Luca taking over the 12th position. Zach in 13th. Luca's got a good run here on Tim Lansbury. Tim Lansbury in the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang running in P11. Artur Vieira here on the outside line here, following Ed Palumbo in that Mellow Yellow sponsor machine. Madiak just behind him. Robillard now down on the bottom line. That's not where he wants to be. Madiak's using that pull, that tug from the 4 car. Artur Vieira way up the track there. Bardelli Jr. going to try to get by as well, as you see the 13 of Colin Madiak just out of the front, as now Bardelli Jr. getting by that 90 car. Christian Wilson has that car up front here. He's now running in P6 as he gets by the 90 of Todd Robillard. I think that contact with the wall might have hurt Robillard here. Oh, there might have been some contact right there between Artur Vieira and the 4. There might have been contact. Go back here and check this out. As this 4 car, watch this, the 13's got a head of steam, and he's going to get into the back of this. Oh, he gets into the back of the 4, almost turns the 4. Almost turns the 4. Artur Vieira got sideways right there, hanging on to that thing. That's not going to make him very happy, that's for sure. Archivetta holding on to the third position. Madiak is in fourth. Paul Brown's the race leader. That got chippy. Take a look at Lucas Simpner, the 21, trying to get by that 82. Luca running in the 12th position. The 82, Tim Lansbury, is in 11th. We'll back up here, up front. The 77. Really thought that contact earlier with the outside wall might have hurt that 77 car, but it doesn't look like that's really been the issue for him. '77 and 54, 1-2. The 4 of Archivetta is in third. Colin Madiak fourth. Bardelli Jr. in fifth. John Stanley here now making a pass. Look at this. He's in this mix too. Battling the 90 of Todd Robillard. So the John Stanley picks up that position. The Stanley Tools sponsored Mustang now in 7th. Battling Christian Wilson. Oh, they got together right there. John Stanley, Christian Wilson got together. Let's take a look at that again. Watch this, John Stanley, Christian Wilson. Christian Wilson really doesn't drift up there. Looks like John might have come down a little bit. Christian might have come up a little bit. And they didn't touch. They almost did. Sure looked like it. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here. He's had a heck of a run. Running in second here, 88 laps in. We got 10 laps to go. There we go, 10 laps to go now. Christian Wilson is having one hell of a run right now. I'm sorry, but this guy, new to sim racing, and this guy is starting to figure it out. The 30 car having a heck of a run. Oh man, he's hanging that out there on the edge too. He got that car sideways. He is looking to have a really, really good finish. Running in the 6th position right now. Colin Madiak now trying to battle Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. trying to get by and not able to pull off that pass as Madiak holds on. The 91 looking to be a little racy here. This 30 car just behind him. Oh, there might have been some contact between the 12 and the 30. Take a look here and see what happened. 12 car down to the bottom line here. And, both those guys sort of drifted toward one another, but it looked like the 12 got into the front of the 30, and the 30 gets up into the wall a little bit. What this looked like out of the front of Todd Robillard's machine right there. There was contact between the 30 and the 12. John Stanley continuing to move forward here as Arthur Vieira here dropping back. Arthur Vieira now back to the 5th position as John Stanley working this outside line. Vieira is sideways. That car is absolutely sideways. He's on skates right now. John Stanley moves up to the 5th position. Arthur Vieira now back to 6th. John Stanley starting to make some moves here. Bardelli Jr. looking to make some passes here. He's down on the bottom side of Colin Madiak. He's got some help here with the 77 of Paul Brown. 91 of Claudio Bardelli Jr. down to the inside. He's going to be battling the 54 car for the 2nd position. Bardelli Jr. and the 54 of Ed Palumbo battling it out. These guys want everything they could possibly get, and they might end up going 3 wide again. There is racing all over the track right now. Oh, no! Oh, no, did you see that? Did you see that? Oh, no. Almost a huge crash right there. The 77 lost the lead. And Palumbo, Colin Maniac to the lead. Oh, no! Spinning down pit lane. Somebody's on pit lane here spinning. Todd Robillard, I believe. Todd Robillard spinning down pit lane. We'll take a look and see what happened to him. He and John Stanley might have gotten into one another. They do. Coming off the turn, and Todd Robillard takes a spin through pit lane. Oh, my heavens. Ed Palumbo, the leader.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag. We have got a yellow flag. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. There was so much going on there. How in the world could you pack that in, huh? '54 is cussing right now. He had the fuel he needed to win this race, or at least make it to the finish. He had the 13. Now, their hand is forced, I think. We'll see what happened here. See Preston Hassel. That's not Preston Hassel there. Preston Hassel indicating he might have come around here. The 91 and the 27 might have gotten into one another. Well, somebody got into the wall right there. Looks like the 30 got into the wall, and then the 91 had nowhere to go as the 27 comes across the front of his nose. And we'll take a look at this again. Watch the 30 just ahead gets into the wall. Right here, right there, the 30 smacks the wall, and then the 27 trying to avoid that gets across the nose of the 91, and then hard into the wall. So a late race caution flag.
This road will be open this time for these last cars.
So, caution flag, late race caution, and 54 is mad. He's mad because he had enough fuel to make it. He and the 13 both had enough fuel. Now the question is, do some of these other guys, are they going to gamble? I don't think I'd do it personally, but it's a little bit too much gamble there, as the 82 is going to lead a lap. Todd Robillard just behind him. Now Todd's going to be coming down pit lane too, I believe. He had spun onto pit lane. Kind of boogered up his tires. Well, we got some more racing headed your way this weekend. The IndyCar Series, 3 p.m. Tomorrow, 100 laps, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, race number 7 of the season. And then that night, Saturday Night Thunder, race number 7, 133 laps from Iowa. That's right, Iowa Speedway. Originally we had, I think, the Milwaukee Mile, and there were some problems with the track, so we switched it over to Iowa. And it'll be an interesting one because Iowa's not one we traditionally run in the Cup Series, but we're going to get after it. I think it'll be fun. The Saturday Night Thunder headed your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tim Lansbury staying out. Colin Madiak starts in second. Now, Lansbury in the 82 is on much older tires than these guys are. Now, some of these guys might have done 2 tires. John Stanley has worked his way up to the 3rd position. The 77, Paul Brown, is, boy, he was just loose. That car almost wrecked on him, and he had to, this caution flag was really a godsend for him. We've got a green-white checker. It looks like a green-white checker. Green-white checker, or is it green-white wrecker? I'll tell you what I'm betting on. I'm betting that it's going to be green-white wrecker. That's what I think it's going to be. We've had just 3 caution flags tonight, I believe. And as tight as the racing, as competitive as the racing was this last green flag run, I'm surprised we hadn't had more because that got crazy. Now, Tim Lansbury he's throwing all of his chips on the table right now. And can he hold off the 13 car? The 12 of John Stanley starts in 3rd. Up on the outside line will be the 77 of Paul Brown, just behind the young gun, the whippersnapper, Colin Madiak. Colin's got to like his chances here, I really think, because the 82, he knows the 82's on the older tires. And the outside line is the place to be. It really is the place to make passes. So can we finish this bad boy under green? Bardelli Jr. starts 5th. Vieira starts 6th. And Casey Wilson 7th and 8th. Hassel and Robillard 9th and 10th. Who did 2 tires? We know 82 has stayed out, so he's on old tires. Two there, maybe trying to get in the head a little bit of 13 car. Here we go. Can he hold this car down when he hits turn 1?
Green flag, go, go, go.
All right, to green to finish it off. 13 gets a heck of a run there. The 82 on those older tires, they might have spun. At 13, all he needs to do is clear the 82 car. 77 in this mix. John Stanley, a roadblock for him. Bardelli Jr. to the inside, they're 3 wide. Madiak now to the race lead, so they've put Tim Lansbury behind him. Now it's side by side between the 77 and the 13. Across the start-finish line, 1 lap to go. 4-way now. Claudio Bardelli Jr. makes it 4-way battle. Archie Vieira in this mix, they're 3 wide. That's exactly what Paul Brown wants to see. Bardelli Jr. on the inside. of Kalamadiak. Paul Brown in the 77 on the to the lead. They got 3 wide. Archivieta here, he's got a heck of a run here. It is not over. Coming off the turn, Paul Brown, he is going to win this race. The 4 car finishes second. 13 finishes in the 3rd position. John Stanley finishes in 4th. Actually, it looks like Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 4th position. John Stanley finishes in 5th. Preston Hassel 6th. What in the world? That got crazy. That got crazy right there. Paul Brown getting the race win here at Vegas. Oh. So the 77 gets the win. How about that? That was a heck of a finish. That was a heck of a run. Let's take a look at the finishing positions tonight. Session results here, the race results. With our green-white checker banner still flying there. Here we go. Paul Brown gets the race win. Archivieta, a good run for him. Finishes in the 2nd position. Kalamadiak holds on for the 3rd place finish. Claudio Bardelli Jr., great run for the 91 car. Finishes in 4th. John Stanley, he worked his way from the back of the field and got up to 5th. Preston Hassel 6th. Ed Palumbo finishes in the 7th position. Tim Lansbury, the gamble, gets him an 8th place finish. Christian Wilson, how about that, man? Good top 10 for Christian Wilson. Tell you, man, this guy is showing a heck of a lot of promise here. He has really, really made some strides. So congratulations to the 30, Christian Wilson, finishing in the 9th position. Jim Willis in that top 10 of the 53 car. Lucas Impfner, the 21, finishes in the 11th position. Zach Casey finishes in 12th. Todd Robillard, 13th. Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 14th position. And Reese Kennedy finishes in 15th. We'll see if we can't get Paul Brown up here in the booth with us. So he gets the win here at Vegas. So we'll see if we can't get him up. Congratulations to Paul Brown on winning this race. We'll see if we can't get him up on the booth. All right, Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth. Wow, that was a fun race to watch. I don't know about what it was from the driver's seat. It was a heck of a lot of fun for me.
That was awesome. That was a good finish. The whole race was awesome.
Yeah, we had a few cautions just to make it interesting, but man, it seemed like you get a little bit of help there, maybe on the even on the bottom line, and you can make some passes. But the bottom line seemed really not the place to be.
The bottom line would give up. You get 3 or 4 laps, maybe 5 if you're lucky, and yeah. Colin was making it work. I don't know how. He later in the run, still he could make the passes on the bottom. That kid is good, but yeah, the high line was the place to be.
Yeah,
but then you couldn't pass.
we had that late race caution flag just to make things interesting. Man, how did you feel when you did that little spin? I guess it was before that caution flag, and you kind of dropped back. Did you feel like your chances were kind of over with?
Oh yeah, I had to pit. I don't even think I could have made it on fuel, even dropping back and trying to draft. I still don't think I could have made it. So I was done. Last place maybe, whatever. But then the caution comes out. I was like, what can I do?
Well, I know you talked to the Skyline Chili Ford Mustang fuel team there a little bit, and were you trying to talk him out of staying out?
Not necessarily. I'd like to see Tim get a win. He doesn't get to race much, but I didn't know what he had, if he could have held on to the bottom. Of course he didn't, but would have been cool. I would have pushed him if I was behind him. I think I would have pushed him to the win.
That was a gutsy move on his part.
It was.
Sure.
It was very gutsy.
Well, with this race win and the performance this season, you come away with another championship. Talk about what do these championships mean to you, even though you've won a ton of them?
It's a lot of work. It's just, you got to be there every week. You got to try to finish your best. I think I finished first or second in all but one race the whole season. You just got to be up there fighting for the best position you can possibly get the whole season, and it's tough to do.
Hey, we've got the quality of drivers we have here. I mean, with Colin Matiak, Arthur Vieira, Claudio Bardelli Jr. is climbing up the grid there too. Of course, Ed Palumbo, solid. He's got a lot of championships, a lot of laps under his belt. Lucas Simpner, one of our young guns, too, and Todd Robillard. Look at the class of drivers you've got here to compete against. It's
crazy. I mean, anybody, anytime could win the race. It's so hard, and it gets irritating, to a point, because you can't get an advantage over the next guy because he's already got the advantage over you. So it's very tough. Good stuff, though. Lots of good clean racers in here.
I really think it's a chess match each and every time you guys come out.
It is. Yep.
Well, hey, congratulations on another championship and the race victory. What a way to get the championship there and seal and deal with the race victory, and also a very exciting race, too. So congratulations to you, Paul.
Thank you, Heath, and thanks HORL. TurnLeftTV, of course. You guys are awesome. Good place to race. I'm going to be kind of quiet over the summer, but we'll be back in the fall, see if we can do it again.
Yeah, we'll hear you. We'll hunt you down. We'll drag you out here.
Oh, I know. Hey, if it's raining, I'll be here.
Oh, well, hey, I'm going to pray for rain in Pennsylvania every damn Friday night.
There you go.
All right, man. Take care, and thanks a lot for all you do here at HORL and helping with the setups, and really appreciate all the work you've done helping me get this going, too.
Hey, no problem, man. It's been well worth it. Good stuff.
I'm sure we'll talk this weekend sometime.
Oh, yeah. Take care, man. Thanks.
All right, man. That's Paul Brown joining us up here in the booth, and great job to him on getting the championship. Another one for the 77 crew. And he had to earn this one, too, because I tell you, Lucas Simpner and Colin Matiak were really nipping at his heels. And I think whoever won this race, given that there may have been a little bit of spread there in the finishing positions, had a chance to win this championship. Well, we got another great race headed your way tomorrow. The IndyCar Series, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, 100 laps, 250 miles. At that famed track, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, in the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. And, of course, that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's right, the IndyCar Series headed your way tomorrow. Getting the chat session here, Glenn Wilson. I believe that I suspect that is Christian Wilson's dad, maybe coming in here. Thanks for coming in and joining us in the chat session. Gilmar Pachotto, thanking me, thank you for the kind words on the transmission. Givaldo in here as well. Thanks so much. Claudio Bardelli Jr. Coming in the chat session. Always good to see those. Tim Madiak, we'll say one of our regulars coming in here watching the whippersnapper run some laps. So what a heck of a season it was. And I want to say congratulations to Paul Brown on winning that season. And we're going to go up there and have a chat with him a little bit more. And I want to say thanks to all those folks for coming out. Don't forget, we got a next season starting next week right here on TurnLeftTV. And you know what that means? I am out of here.